Hello, here are some comments from my friends learning English about a story called A Blizzard Under Blue Sky by Pam Houston. This video is for students who are studying literature as a way of learning English, which is why I'm speaking a little slowly. This story is about a woman who is unhappy. She goes camping overnight in the mountains in the wintertime with her two dogs, and the next morning she feels better. There are many American cultural references in this story, and I'll explain some of them to you. The story takes place in the state of Utah. This region has beautiful mountains. A blizzard is a snowstorm with heavy snow and a lot of wind. I took this video a few years ago when it was snowy and windy. I was following a government truck that was helping keep the roads from being blocked by snow. In this story, however, it isn't really snowing. In a real blizzard, you probably couldn't see the blue sky above you. In this story, the weather is very cold. 32 degrees below zero on the Fahrenheit scale that we use in the United States. That's 35 degrees below zero Celsius. That is dangerously cold, and you must dress very, very warmly. The author skis out into the mountains with her two dogs, following trails in the snow. Eventually, she digs down into the snow and makes a shelter that's called a snow cave. She describes the cold weather as an Alaska clipper. This refers to a cold weather system that comes south into the main part of the United States from Alaska. A clipper is really what we call a fast sailing ship, but when we talk about weather, an Alaska clipper is fast moving, very cold air. The author talks about many brand names in this story and makes other references too. Thermarest is a kind of pad that campers can put their sleeping bags on. When you're sleeping in the snow, your sleeping bag does help you keep warm, but the Thermarest helps even more to keep you away from the cold snow. Lighting paste helps you light campfires. When you're camping in the cold and the snow, your wood might get wet and make it very hard to light a fire. The paste burns very well and helps you get your other wood started burning. You probably know about Wonder Woman from the movies. She's also a well-known comic book character in the United States. Comic books about her have been published for many decades. She is a princess of a tribe of female warriors, but she has superpowers, super strength, and she can fly, even though she pretends to be an ordinary woman. We call that her secret identity. Of course, her costume uses the red, white, and blue American colors and stars. I think that your book contains one small error. I have never heard of a dance called the TwoStep, but the TwoStep is a well-known folk or social dance. Here you see some people dancing the two-step. It's often danced to a kind of music that we call country music. Carnation is the name of a company in the United States that often sells milk products. The Carnation Instant Breakfast is a powder that you mix in milk or in water. Milk is best, and it gives you an easy, complete breakfast. I'm going to play a TV commercial for you for Carnation Instant Breakfast. While you watch, I'm going to go down the hall to my kitchen for the next thing I'll tell you about.
Carnation Instant Breakfast. What a delicious idea for breakfast.
You're gonna love it in an instant. The instant you taste it, the instant you try it. You're gonna love it in an instant. So cool and frosty, rich and creamy. Carnation Instant Breakfast. You're gonna love it in an instant.
Carnation Instant Breakfast. Nutritious, delicious, frosty, rich in chocolate, strawberry, vanilla.
Carnation instant breakfast. You're gonna love it in an instant.
Hello again. Welcome to my kitchen. The last brand name I want to tell you about is KoolAid. This is a fruit-flavored drink that is usually for children. It's very sweet and comes in different flavors. You buy it as a powder in a packet like this. This packet has to be mixed with both water and sugar. But when I drink KoolAid, I use a kind that has artificial sweetener. Let's see, I will open the packet and pour it in and give it a stir. There, give it a stir. And then I'll pour myself some. You know, I've never heard that KoolAid keeps water from freezing. Water with KoolAid in it doesn't freeze. I've never heard that. I'm not sure that it's really true, but that's what the author of the story says. I'm going to go back to my office now. Americans love their pets. I have friends in Taiwan who have pet dogs. I think that in both countries, dogs are just like members of the family, and they each have personalities. It's not hard to figure out what your pet is telling you. I think that is what Pam Houston means when she has the dogs in her story talking. She doesn't really mean that they're saying words, but they are delivering messages as clearly as if they were talking. Finally, I want to tell you about two literary references in A Blizzard Under Blue Sky. The first is Moby Dick. This is a reference to a famous 19th century novel written by a man named Herman Melville. It's about a captain of a sailing ship that hunted whales. Years earlier, Captain Ahab had lost his leg while trying to capture the white whale named Moby Dick. Seeking revenge, Captain Ahab hunts for the white whale all over the planet. When he finally finds Moby Dick, the captain dies. His ship is sunk, and only a few members of the crew survive. So that story tells us that revenge is destructive. The second literary reference is when the dog Jackson says, "Miles to go, Mom." This makes us remember a poem by Robert Frost, who died in 1963. The poem tells of a man who is traveling at night in the snow. He stops to enjoy the beauty of the snow falling in the trees. Here's the end of the poem. "The woods are lovely, dark, and deep, but I have promises to keep, and miles to go before I sleep, and miles to go before I sleep." I hope my comments have helped you understand some of the cultural references in this story.